Welcome to Concussion Talk Podcast. I'm Nick Mercer. This is day 15 of my bike trip across Canada. Day 15. Brooks to Medicine Hat. 131.76 kilometers. Biking time 4 hours and 15 minutes. 1,356.3 kilometers total. We kept up a nice fast pace all day, except for the final few kilometers when I blew my rear tire and had to walk my bike along this gravel road to this campsite. This is the routine we should keep. On the go by 7:30 a.m. and we were in Medicine Hat with 100 kilometers completed by noon. It took me an inordinate amount of time to prepare my first flat of the day, which was just west of Medicine Hat, and we then hit up the supermarket and tourism info in town. We also met a guy from the local Y who was just cycling around town. He told us about campgrounds and supermarkets too. But by then it was too late. We already had the info and food. This campsite is by no means in or even very close to Medicine Hat, but it's the last town I saw, so I'll call it Medicine Hat, even though it's much further east than that. This campground is seemingly in the middle of nowhere. Apparently I'm looking at a lake, but it looks more like a natural pool of standing water than it does a lake. Thanks to my two flats today, we're running low on tubes, so I've got to walk my bike all the way down the gravel road when we leave tomorrow. Every step scared me when I was walking it in. Every tire rotation sounded like it was a tube popping. We got here by 3 p.m. and we're going to try to get some sleep because tomorrow looks like a long one to Swift Current. Looking back 10 years later, for a campground in the middle of nowhere, we sure got to it early enough, and there was nothing to do. It was hot, but not too hot. Unfortunately for Gogi, there was very little shade, and he's not a fan of the sun, so he was in or near the tent most of the time there. Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to check out my website, www.concussiontalk.com, to hear more of these podcasts, more Concussion Talk podcasts, and Phoenix Concussion Recovery podcasts. Thank you again, and I hope you'll listen tomorrow. As always, the music at the beginning of this podcast is by Ben Sound, www.bensound.com.